Hi everyone. So today's Saturday 28th and today's prompt is fall. Now I have already illustrated this prompt and I wasn't happy with how she came out and I didn't feel comfortable showing you the process of it. I wanted to produce something that I will be, liking. And so I decided, because I had last page left after the end of the Inktober in the Moleskine sketchbook, I decided to use that page and try and create a better illustration. So I'm just going to get my platinum carbon ink extra fine fountain pen, and I think the reason maybe that I didn't like that illustration is because it was the first time I used this fountain pen on this paper in this sketchbook, and so therefore kind of had to get a feel of it. I have illustrated already in other places, so like here for example. So this is different paper, but I did get a feel of it. It's just not on this particular paper. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, I do like her a lot better than the previous attempt. The body ended up a bit on a heavier side compared to the head, so the proportions are a little bit off, but I do like her face more, and I do like her kind of look more. I set her eyes in such a way that she's looking onto these stars that are falling, and I also made sure I created different size stars, and I think that helps it as well, just to break it up a little bit more. So I'm going to now create a shadow. So this ink, platinum carbon ink, doesn't move much, so you will need to have a little wash of ink or possibly watercolor ready to hand. And because it doesn't move, I love creating a little bit of a shadow on the face, because it doesn't end up looking like a beard. It's very subtle. So I'm just going to create shadow where I think it's needed, And so like I said, predominantly on the back, and then when I want to create more, I just realized that the card got full, so I have no idea at which point it stopped recording, so I hope you didn't miss out much. So I was talking about her dress and how I added the buttons at the back. So I'm going to now darken up the hair just tiny little bit, just to kind of correlate it to the dress, because otherwise it looks a little bit odd. I'm going to go into the dark. I'm going to take more of the concentrated watercolor and put it onto this side, and then just again using some water, just dab it on to create these lovely blooms. And the next thing I'm going to do is get some pink, very pale pink, and add it onto her face like that. And I just realized I need to add a bit of this wash onto her eyes like that. And then I think I'm going to just go in and add a little of this light wash, nothing too dark. I don't want the stars to look dark, but just kind of make it a little bit more stylized, and just add it onto these stars and kind of create more of a dimension that way, rather than just empty kind of naked looking stars. So that's it. So this is a heap of stars that the stars are falling to, and from this experience all I can share with you is that if you hate something you have created, please do try again, and if you hate it again, try another time, and eventually you will like what you produce. But don't just stick with something that you hate and then be possibly put off for your next illustration. So I'm just going to set it with a heat gun, and you will see how nicely this Dr. P.H. Martin's black watercolor dries to a cool toned grey. And so here it is, and you can see these lovely blooms that I was trying to create and how lovely it looks. If you add a little bit of a pink or mix the pink with the black, you will end up with these kind of nice looking color separation almost. So yeah, here's my girl for today. Hope you enjoyed this illustration, and thanks for watching, and see you soon.